It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the New York Jets and the Houston Texans coming up next.
In the only building this franchise has ever known, we're at the home of the Texans. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you got quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And away we go from NRG Stadium. Xavier Gipson now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. They're led out by one of the game's most tenured veterans and most decorated quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's safe to say, Kate, Aaron Rodgers may be one of the most polarizing figures in the NFL, but there is nobody that will question his ability to spin a football different than everybody else. Just ask his receivers, tight ends, running backs, anybody that's ever played with him. He elevates their game, and he often elevates his own game to an MVP kind of level. The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. From the 38. Wilson on the slant. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. That stop coming from Henry To'o. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. So 3rd and 16, no problem for him as they get the first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Opening script working gangbusters so far. 1st and 10 now at the 29. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Play fake, it's Rodgers. Has it down close. And that's a New York touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Greg Zuerlein for the point after try. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jets will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Dameon Pierce now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion that this guy is just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. CJ was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
Second down now, 7 to go. On play action, here's Stroud. Completed to Davis. Pick up of a few as he heads out of bounds.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Stroud now on third. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3-and-out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
They go to punt on fourth down, and out heads Tommy Townsend. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be Jets football. The second drive coming up now for the Jets offense. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Off a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks...
The Texans close it in, and they will get him! And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
We've got enough data now through the years to understand that an explosive play on offense, more often than not, leads to scoring. We also know if you can create a negative play defensively. In a tightly contested game like this, every play matters. And to get that negative play, put this offense on their heels, exactly what this defense needed.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Trying again following the sack. Wilson's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First down throw by Rodgers. Malachi Corley reels it in. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First down, ball at the 36. From the gun, it's Hall. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. That stop coming from Henry To'oto'o. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. They go right back to Hall. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Back now for the second quarter, and the Jets, they've got to look towards that end zone. From the shotgun, Rodgers. The throw is caught. He has the New York touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Zerline on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets double their lead to 14.
Texans nothing.
Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Pierce now on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. This Texans offense readied up for its second drive of the contest. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Stroud from the pistol. Completed over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Stroud off the play fake. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
And it's a nice gain, but they needed just one more yard to move the the chains. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Third down from the gun. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
So it'll be Tommy Townsend once again to punt this away. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. The Jets and receiver Garrett Wilson back out to take possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, well, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Rodgers here from the gun. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Rodgers throwing on 3rd down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. 4th down coming up. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be Texans football. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. Davis up the middle. And they're going to try to break through this defense and put some points up. They're down 14-zip. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Handoff here to Davis. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes on how to stay in position and, most importantly, swat that pass away.
The Texans set to punt. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And they're going to take over possession. Now here comes the New York offense. They're up 2 touchdowns and could make it a 3-score game here. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Blitz coming for Rodgers. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Picked off by Miles Bryant. And the Texans will be down inside the opposing 35 as they take over after that interception.
Oh, the QBs in this league, they love their slot guys. We see it all over the NFL, that close relationship between quarterback and slot receiver. They play in such, well, just such chemistry. But then when you get a defender that can get in the middle of it and mix it up and read and react in that kind of way, you get interceptions right out of the slot. That is a job well done.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Houston. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Gibson now to return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And this drive, Brock, hopefully longer than that last one. They were only out there one play before they were picked off.
They're kind of a good chance right now to see how risk-averse these guys are offensively. A lot of game left. They could give the passing game a little breather and start this one on the ground.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. And it's the Jets looking at 2nd and 3. From the 39. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 32 on that play. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Throwing on first down to Rodgers. Has a man, it's Tyler Conklin. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. And stop coming from Henry To'o.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They'll throw again, Rodgers. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. So now they're going to have to figure out this 3rd down.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing again, it's Rodgers. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? But it chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
So the Jets are going to try a field goal on 4th down. Greg Zuerlein headed out. This is a 42-yard look from the left hash. Bass's kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Pierce now on the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Texans going on offense now just before halftime. And they can try to move this into field goal range, Brock. 55 seconds left in the half. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun now for Stroud. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the gun, Stroud. Connection made to Dell. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st down, Stroud. Finds him over the middle. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. That's a catch for Nico Collins. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. DJ Reed brings him down that time. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. To the air yet again. It's Stroud. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Everly's kick is good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. He'll throw it. He lofts it deep, right sideline. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. So at the end of 2, the Jets really playing road warriors here. They've got the lead. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome you all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. On the return, here comes Tank Dell. Return's looking good so far. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So as we get set to begin the 3rd quarter, it's the Texans offense who's going to be out there first. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Hits him on the out route. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 41. Dell with the grab. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Now it's Stroud. Completed over the middle. And he's able to get it past midfield and down into the Jets' side.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 46. Davis there to grab it. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Quincy Williams making the tackle.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Completed to Davis.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And this is the punt you want every time. It bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. The Jets and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They start the half with a give to Hall. He's contained at the line for no gain. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Here's Hall once more. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Rodgers has his man, it's Corley. This is ahead for about 5. Will Anderson Jr. in on the stop. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got time here. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Rodgers here from the gun. That's caught for the first. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First down, ball at the 36. Throwing once again, Rodgers. Conklin brings it in. And he'll get it up to the 44.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Again, Rodgers. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered feed on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. They'll try to run for it with Hall. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a third and short stop.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And this will be his second effort of the contest. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Out now come the Texans on offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Stroud off the play fake. That's complete. Here's Brooks. It's a race down the right side. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Shotgun now for Stroud. Finding Davis.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. From the gun, Stroud. Collins there to grab it. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. The Texans have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. On play action, here's Stroud. He has the first over the middle. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Here's Davis. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. First shot gets him 5. Still a couple of looks remaining. It's 2nd and goal.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Davis takes it straight ahead. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a yard that time. They needed more, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult fourth down decision.
And he gets in, touchdown! The Texans now trail by just a point in the fourth. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the fourth. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the fourth. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Gibson now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jets and Breece Hall about set to go on offense. And what we saw in the first half wasn't an anomaly, partner. They've kept throwing it to him as we work throughout the rest of this game, and the results have been just as good. First down throw by Rodgers. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And this play heads out of bounds. Marker down, though, Brock. Could be some free yards here. Just a momentary loss of focus, a break in discipline, and not a good moment individually as he gets hit with that personal foul. First down, Rodgers. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. So it'll be second down.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Second and 10 now. Fires right away, but incomplete.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Now here's Rodgers. That throw finds Conklin. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
You get to that money down, that third down, you look to your money players, and this tight end is capable of it. Let's give some credit to the defense right there. Did an amazing job, not only sticking to him, but bringing him down before he can move the chains.
Important moments as they turn to Greg Zuerlein. He was good on his first kick. Gonna need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. Got all of it, and this is good! And they take the lead in the fourth quarter.
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Dell now to return it. Finds some space. He's past the 30. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. Houston's offense back out now, ready to go. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Hits him on the in route. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it sets up a Houston first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Stroud throwing here on first. Completed to Collins. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Finding Collins. And they take him down right along the 30.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Texans down by only 3. 2nd and 3 now. To the air, Stroud. Throw right side, hauled in by Collins. And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans jump in front late. Nico Collins with the touchdown. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Now a crucial point after to stretch the lead beyond a field goal. And it's good, so they take the lead, and the extra point buys them some breathing room. A field goal does not tie it now. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Gibson now to return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. This is on target to Xavier Gibson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. He'll look to throw it. Toward the sideline and caught by Wilson. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Setting up to pass. Wilson's got it. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here, 1st and goal. Hall reaches the end zone. Touchdown, New York. The Jets have taken the lead late. Breece Hall with the touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while, but that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Pretty important PAT here, Brock, to make it a field goal game. And he shakes off the pressure to nail the point after, and now an opposing field goal would only tie this game.
Texans 24.
Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Pierce now on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. This offense ready to get going again now. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Here he is to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun now, 1st round. Finds the in route complete. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Houston, a lone timeout at their disposal. 1st down, Stroud. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. It was there, he just couldn't corral it. And it sets up 2nd down.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. The clock rolls as the Texans try to hurry their offense to the line. Throwing now. Hits him on the out route. And he goes out a little short of the 40. That's a pickup of 9. And it sets up a Houston first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Offense to the line for 1st down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. Collins there to grab it. And he's taken down at the 30. Final timeout called by the Texans. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Kaimi Fairbairn on now as we see how he handles this moment. He was good on his 1st attempt and his 2nd from a little over 45 here. Looking good, and it's through! And inside the final minute, they've tied this up!
These are the moments, Kate, when you realize how valuable a clutch kicker is. When he's the only guy out there and everybody relying on him, and he delivers.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime. Now hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Pierce now on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. This offense making its way back out now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll motion him out of the backfield. He finds Diggs right side. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
From the gun, Stroud. Fits it through the middle. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans just need 2 snaps to steal the lead. Tank Dell the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Gibson now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Jets offense now set to take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. This will be caught by Adams. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, we hear about it all the time. A short memory, right? We hear about it with quarterbacks a lot, Kate, when they make a mistake. But it works the same way for a defense, a whole position group. You have got to flush that big play, come back and play the next play, and boy, did the defense do it there.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. He's got it near the 10. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that will set up 1st and goal.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me